What's up, guys? Welcome to, oh, that was cool, my new segment, my new episode called Topics with the Tech. These will be solo episodes that go for around 10 to 15 minutes. I got to understand that not everyone wants to sit there for fucking 1 hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So I want to give you bite-sized clips and audio to help you understand about the things that I do. Obviously, I want to take topics from the listener. There might be questions I put up on Instagram, so please be sure to follow that, because I'm going to be putting up question boxes to see what's most relevant for you guys. What do you want to learn about? Maybe I can get an expert on for like a 10, 15-minute call just to give pure value. I want this to be digestible, nice and quick, help you learn. And the first episode is going to be about shadow work, the thing that has helped me the most, and also the thing that I help coach others with. So before we begin, let's bring this back. So, welcome to the first Topics with the Tech, and this is on shadow work. Now, we're going to dive into it. It's a bit deep. Well, no, it's not. Let's remove that. It's something that's really helped me. It might be classed as a bit more woo-woo. It's facing the parts of ourselves we tend to hide away, whether that's positive or negative. I think commonly it's seen that it's just the negative parts of ourselves, but it can be, and has been for myself, being the positive parts, the parts of myself that I used to be that little boisterous little boy that would go out and just be seen and heard and be expressive, but then he was told not to do that and not be like that. So he's then locked those parts of himself away and shamed them. So as Carl Jung said, he mentioned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And now maybe you've heard that before, but it's kind of that same old thing where you look at your life and you keep going to different areas, different relationships, jobs, and everywhere you walk, it seems to smell like shit. And until you actually look at the bottom of your shoe and see, maybe it's me, we will keep blaming everything else outside of ourselves. And once you start to really look inwards and see where your shadows are playing out, those blocks, those programs, those things that are holding us back, it will continue to happen until you do so. So what the hell is shadow work? Now, I've got a bit of a script here because my memory is not that great, but it's going to prompt me in a little bit for you guys to give you the most benefit. Now, it's the process of uncovering the hidden parts of ourselves, as I mentioned, the ones we'd rather not admit are there. This concept came from Carl Jung, and I believe it was in the 1950s or something like that. But I believe shadow work's been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years within the tribes and, those cultures that really, they were doing this sort of work, and then it was westernized, as most things are. So think of it like this. Your shadow is everything about yourself you deny, repress, or ignore. Imagine you're carrying a backpack filled with rocks, and every unacknowledged part of you, every fear, insecurity, or unhealed wound is another rock. So you're just making it heavier and worse for yourself in life. Shadow work helps you open the backpack, see what's inside, and start chucking those fucking rocks out. This is ideal because for myself and my clients, when you start to see where you're projecting these shadows onto other people and you see the triggers, that's probably the biggest part, is that your triggers will torment you, but those tormentors are mentoring you on the parts of yourself that probably need a little bit of work, right? And it helps you understand yourself better. You stop projecting shit onto others, and your relationships improve. You get better with money, you get better with health, all the things. You become more whole, more real, like you always were when you were born. If you ignore these shadows, they will control you. Trust me, I've seen it firsthand, and they continue to come up. It's a forever thing. For me, I know it's a journey I'm on, and new things will keep coming up. And it will probably be the same for you. I wouldn't see that as a reason not to start, but just to see it as like as a casual progression, or a thing that you can just keep looking into as it becomes more and more apparent as to why you do the things you do. Now, you'll be facing these same problems over and over again and wondering why life is giving you the middle finger. It's like having a garden. If you don't weed out the shit that's hidden beneath the surface, it'll choke out the beautiful plants you're trying to grow. I hope that visual lands. Most metaphors are ones that really, storytelling pieces for people. They go, oh, yeah, my garden's a bit fucked up right now. I got some weeds in there that are killing all my fruits and veggies. So let's get real for a second. I want to give 10 signs that you might be cock-blocking yourself in life. First one, relationships. You keep attracting the same type of toxic partner. You might be avoiding the shadow of your own fear of being alone. Finances, you're always broke. No matter how much you earn, that's your scarcity mindset shadow at play. That was one for me. A lot of us grow up with parents saying, money doesn't grow on trees, rich people suck. So, of course, you don't want to become that thing that our parents told us not to become. Career, you're stuck in a job you hate but can't seem to leave. This could be your fear of failure or fear of success. Health, you start a fitness routine and then quit after a week. Maybe you're dealing with a shadow of self-worth issues. Do you feel actually worthy of becoming better, healthier, all those things? That's something I've had to overcome many times and probably will continue to. Personal growth, you avoid self-improvement because you're too busy. This is often the shadow of fear of change. You've probably heard this one before, and that probably lands for most of you because most people are terrified of change because what's familiar is safe. Most people will choose a familiar hell over unfamiliar heavens. Tommy Clark mentioned it. It's like you've got Hell Island, Heaven Island, and there's a bridge in between. That bridge in between is doing the hard work. Come to terms with the shit. Leaning in, going into the fear. But most people will literally sit on Hell Island, even though that bridge is right there and it's proven to work. You see testimonials of people getting the help. You see people changing. You see others, getting what they want. But most people will sit there, well, this is generalization. A lot of people can sit there and go, oh, that won't happen for me. I can't do that. When it's literally a simple process of following the actions that will help that outcome happen. I know it doesn't, you don't want it to be that simple, but it is. It's not easy, but it's fucking simple. Friendships, you feel jealous of your friend's successes. That's a classic sign of projecting your own insecurities onto that person. Something I've had to overcome myself. I definitely went through it when I was seeing people win in life and I was in a shitty spot. Of course I'm going to project my own insecurities. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. And it might still happen here and there. But those triggers, as I said, if it's triggering something within you, it might be something worthwhile working on. Creativity, you have great ideas but never act on them. This might be the shadow of fear of criticism or rejection. Super common one I see. One I had to overcome to start this podcast, for example. I was terrified my first episode. I sat there and tried, I don't know how many times, like minimum 7 times. I pressed record and stopped and record and stopped. I wanted to vomit. And there's still parts of that's play out sometimes. Like even doing these solo episodes, I don't know, for some reason, some bullshit was coming up that I couldn't do them. But I'm already enjoying the hell out of this. It's nice and quick. It's easy. It's simple. And I know you guys are going to learn some stuff from this, which is all I want. Self-care. You prioritize everyone else over yourself. This could be the shadow of believing you're not worthy of self-love. Now, I know this one's probably going to hit for a few people because we grow up in an environment that may have caused that problem or that belief to happen or that shadow to come through. And I think one of the most common misconceptions is that we have to go through severe trauma to create traumas. And from my understanding and from what I've learned, trauma is too much, too fast, all at once. And a lot of the time, the programming and traumas that come through, even from a relationship that might be 2, 3, 4 years long, if you had a partner that was abusive or talked down to you and all those things, that could have programmed you to believe a certain way. So it's rewiring that belief and saying, no, I am worthy. I can do this. All those things that partner may have told you otherwise. And knowing that they have their own shit too. Not that it makes it okay if any of you went through any abusive relationships or anything like that. But it's understanding and knowing where people come from and why they do what they do. It can make our life a little bit easier. Decision making, you're indecisive and second guess yourself constantly. This might be a shadow of self-doubt. I used to do exactly that. I would need validation from everyone around me to make sure that what I'm about to do is right. Before I post it, content, it was the fucking worst. I would create this sick video and then need to go to someone and be like, hey, what do you think of this? Before I actually post it. And if you do the same shit, please stop. Just go for it. Just post it. Post that thing. Be seen as weird. Be seen as wonderful. And if you look at the etymology of weird, W-Y-R-D, it is to take control. Yeah, take control of your destiny. That's a cool way to look at it. And last one, boundaries. You struggle to say no and end up overcommitted. This could be the shadow of needing to please others to feel valued. One I'm still working on myself. So again, you're probably sitting there going, fuck, I tick every single box, Trav. What am I supposed to do? Well, let's talk about the daily symptoms of those unacknowledged shadows. And ever notice some things that just piss you off irrationally? That's a sign of a shadow. That's a trigger. It's like the universe is poking you saying, hey, deal with this. For example, I used to get irrationally angry at people who were late. This was my own fear of not being valued. If you're showing up late, then you don't value me. You're a piece of shit. Once I realized that what was actually going on, that anger faded really quickly. Or it might even be the dating scene, right? Type of toxic partner, or find yourself in the same shitty job situations. Shadow work, my friend. So going over those 10 topics, those 10 pieces where you're cock blocking yourself. Projection's a big one. You'll see yourself calling, or if you're calling someone out for being selfish, for example, take a good hard look in the mirror. Take a good long look in the mirror to see where that's actually coming from. You're probably not dealing with something yourself. So what can you do about it? I want you to start paying attention to your triggers. Notice the moments where you're pissed off, jealous, feeling off. Write it down. Every evening, spend 10 minutes just reflecting on your day. On these moments, ask yourself, what does this say about me? How is this me? Start digging. That's where you'll find out the true self, the real and raw self. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about understanding and accepting all parts of you. It's not about fixing yourself. You're not broken. It's about becoming whole by integrating all parts of yourself, good or bad. Whoever termed that, the good and bad, hey, that's another story. I want you to share your reflections with me. Please tag me on socials. Let me know what comes up this week. Just notice it. You might be driving, you get some road rage. What is it? Why am I so pissed off by what someone else is doing? I noticed someone the other day, I won't mention who it was, but we were just driving and every time someone drove past, sped past, they're like, oh, look at this fuckwit. And I mean, I get caught up in this sometimes too. And does this serve us? Is this helping my day? Is this making my day any better? Probably not. So have a look into why you've got that pent up rage or that anger that's making you do these things. You know, let's really have a look into where you are cock blocking yourself, holding yourself back in life. Where are the triggers? Look where you're being tormented in all those different aspects. When you scroll through social media, who's really pissing you off? You see someone, they're like, oh, I can't stand that guy or that woman. And then have a look within. Write that down. Be with it. Because we are not our thoughts, but noticing your thoughts will help life. Trust me. Something that used to nearly killed me were my thoughts. The depressive states, the anxious feelings, the fear of the unknown, things that haven't even happened yet. And I would freak myself out. So when we start to become, aware of our thoughts that are happening, sort of closing your eyes and just letting it play out like a movie. Please don't close your eyes if you're driving. And if you're sitting there in a moment, it might be in your lunch break, it might be after work, just sitting in the car in the driveway. Just for a moment, reflect on your day and what just happened. See where you got triggered. See what happened. Notice it. Let the thoughts come through, the beliefs, the programs. And write it down if you can. Chuck it in your phone. Record it on a voice. Fucking video yourself if you need to. And notice where you start to pick up on these shadows, these projections, these triggers, these things that are holding you back in different parts of your life. Noticing what they might be, what they might mean, or what you're making them mean, and seeing how they're holding yourself back. If you want any more info on that, I am going to be creating a free downloadable PDF or Notion template for you to go through and see. I'll put some shadow questions in there, how it all works, what it's about, what it might mean, so you can have a bit of a play with it just to understand and, see what might help you out a little bit. If you got a lot from this episode, please message me, tag me, all the things. Send it to a friend. I can't do this by myself. I might be the technician, but I want you guys to be a technician. Together, let's be technicians. Let's help rewire mind, body, spirit of our culture, of our communities, because as a collective, we change this. We can change this. These little 13, 14-minute episodes could be the game changer for someone to go, oh, okay, maybe I need to look into this. Maybe I need to do some work. Maybe I need to go to that event. We've got our Trinity Holistic events coming up, workshops, free coffee catch-ups. We'll be doing free little Notion things you can download, all that sort of stuff. It's all there. Please feel free to DM me. As I said, tag me, share all the things, all the beautiful things. And this is episode number 1 of Topics with the Tech. As I said, if there's any topics you want me to talk about, please reach out, send me a message. I do this for you guys, not for myself. So let's do this together. Let's fucking go. And I'm going to play this thing again. Technician.